Hello, long time no film. It's been since 2020. It's January 1st, 2021. Wow, holy shit. We made it through that year. Of course, it's just a concept of time. Like what has changed is, what we decide to change, what we decide to um, like what state of consciousness we decide to live from. Um, so I want to talk today. This is my, first of all, I'm sorry. Hello, my name is Donna. Welcome to my channel. My channel is about transcending trauma, and I'm on a 100-day journey to finding self-worth. After you live through abuse, you tend to lose that connection to self, and that includes feelings of worthlessness and lack and shame. And so today, I hear the snow. It's snowing really bad out right now. So today's a perfect day to, do some reflection. And, I know a lot of people, there's like, people say New Year's resolutions are great, and some say they're not. And I think they are. I think we should have goals all the time, things we want to resolve, things that we want to change in our life. I think we should do a checkup often with self, and look at all areas of our lives and, decide if they're going how we want them to, and setting intentional focus, not just kind of being blown by the wind, which is fun, but like set your intention and then let the wind blow it. So I want to talk today about like a self-perception and, how we all sort of view the world through a different lens. We do, like if we could wash away completely ego, which is just like our personality, how we interact with the outside world. If we could completely erase that, we would just have our core, we would just be looking through a very pure lens. But ego is in place for like some positive reasons as well. It's, to be able to really, sort of have your own individuality. And the beautiful thing about it is you can change it whenever you want, because it's not the core essence of who you are. Sorry, something popped up. I hate when stuff pops up. Don't do that to me. So, it's not your core essence. Your core essence is unchangeable. That's that love and that light, that core authentic being inside. But the persona is just sort of the outer shell of, what you show to the world. And, it can be a protective mechanism because, like if everyone isn't living from these core, internal, authentic selves, and you're just living really raw and open, you can take a beating. Think of like that soft, open heart, like in someone else that's living with all these sharp edges, and so, it's good to have a persona there, to sort of protect self and, not be so emotionally vulnerable, because not everyone is I don't want to say worthy, because everyone's worthy, but not everyone is living from a space that you're safe to share that with. Their persona, their ego that they've taken on may be a very abusive and hard to handle energy, and you do want to protect yourself. So I'm just thinking, like, so when you live through abuse, you often you really lose self. And so it's amazing to like be able to have an opportunity to set up goals, but also to be able to sort of journal and sit with yourself about who you are and what you like. And like, and two, like always looking for the blessings and things, like because of the abuse that I lived through, and never giving credit to the pain, because I don't want to perpetuate it. Giving credit to the overcoming. Once we pop out of these abusive dynamics, and we can see life through a different lens, through, a lot of the fog gets cut open and cleared, a path gets cleared so we, our eyes can see again truth, not the credit to the pain, not the credit to the abuse or the painful experience, the credit to the overcoming, because not everyone overcomes that pain, and we don't want to give credit to suffering, because we don't. If we do, we're subconsciously we're saying, wow, the suffering created this growth for me, so I have gratitude for the suffering, meaning please give me more suffering, because I have gratitude for it and I want more growth. No, we give credit to the overcoming. Thank you for my ability to cut through the fog. Thank you for showing me the way. Thank you for opening my eyes and raising my awareness. Gratitude for that, for the overcoming. So, what happens when we live through abuse is we often, we're shamed for being self. We're never good enough. And the thing is, too, like if we change ourselves for abusive people, they'll always up the ante. It'll never be good enough. Like, oh, you should have long hair. This is just an example. I really love long hair, and I think it's very beautiful. And then you grow your hair, and then they say, oh, trendy short hair is so much cuter. Like it's just never enough. And so that's why you don't change yourself for others. But it's hard when you've lived through abuse and you've disconnected. I have empathy for you. I understand this. So the beauty of having lived through it is we end up getting our ego so cut down, that we end up getting closer to the core of who we are, So in a way, like, that's the blessed gift that the overcoming is giving, So our ego gets cut down so much that. But unfortunately, we get to a place of shame where, we don't even feel like we should be existing, because we're never good enough, The other beauty that we can take from that is we get to be different people within one lifetime. So, whoever I was going into, that dynamic, she no longer exists, and I do miss parts of her, but I can bring those parts back. Like, I can sit with myself and say, what did I used to really love before I was so shamed for being myself? Like, what did I love? What were those core things that, really got my passion going and my desires going? Because, for there to have like zest of life, and there should be purpose. And when there's purpose, we set goals, and that just gives us that, it just gives us that desire again to be alive, And so, I guess I guess I'll just end here and say, just use this New Year's to reflect on who you are and who you want to be, That's the other thing too. You can build whatever persona you want to. You can step into whatever plane of consciousness you want. You can step into whatever timeline, however you want to describe it. You can be whatever you want to. That's your choice. And you have to remember that there are going to be these outside forces that are going to tell you that they don't see that reality for you. And you don't need to force them to see that. They can see whatever they want. They can choose whatever they want. Sometimes when people are telling you you shouldn't be a certain way or do certain things, sometimes it's their own fears and sometimes it's their own emotional manipulation. I actually had a friend that, I think I mentioned it before, but I was so blown away by how she told me my running every day. She was so concerned, and that I was very obsessive with it, and I needed to stop doing that every day, and it was like a danger, and I should concentrate on other things. And within 24 hours, she posted that she was out running in the rain, and she was going to do it every day, no matter what. So like, what were her intentions in telling me not to do it, but her to? It was like almost the fear of seeing someone do something you want to, and what you want to prove it can't be done because you're fearful of it, or you want to just knock someone else down so that you can feel better, which never truly works, you know? Like when narcissists like throw all their toxic shame that they can't hold from within onto another person, are they really feeling better, you know? Like I you know, it doesn't make them feel better, and it can make us feel awful, and them seem to appear to feel better and us feel crappy, but they can't take away our core. They can't take away our value or our worth. That's just a perception, you know? So even though it can hurt because we're disappointed that also they are not what we're projecting onto them, they're not the empathetic, caring, kind, loving person that we're trying to project onto them. You know, they're living from a place of shame and blame and projection, you know, instead of reflection. And so, anyways, I rambled on about that, but so just back to self and, you know, living whatever persona, whatever ego, whatever state of awareness you want to choose, living, you know, that, like our core inner being is always there, but how we want to express that and, you know, and how we want to live in life is really, it's our choice. So when you get into that space and you find that ego, that personality that you would like to share with the world, you know, to show your inner core, you know, it's like your way of expressing. And when you get to a place and you feel like that feels good and I love expressing that way, don't let anyone take that away from you. Allow them their own reality, you know, don't defend who you are to anyone. You don't need to. It's just a waste of time because they're going to perceive what they want. And sometimes they are doing it just to drain you and to be manipulative. So do not allow that. All right. So just, you know, keep being yourself and wish them well. Pray that they can cut through their own fog and, you know, start on a path of more pure, core, authentic living, you know. So anyways, that's it. All right. So happy New Year's, happy 2021. And, you know, since it is the age of Aquarius, it's the age of conscious awareness, you know, so it's time to just, you know, bring in your awareness, not live from subconscious patterns of pain, not allow other people's subconscious patterns of pain to influence you, and just live from your core essence and express that outward, you know, and just be the you want to be. That's it. All right. The life in me honors the life in you. Peace out. Peace out. The awkward long pause.